Well, the first games are in the books for Augustana hockey. For you, I'm sure it just felt good just to have, a pregame, be back in an arena, be back on a bench, and actually watch those guys out there.
Yeah, it was great to get back in some sort of routine, experience the lead up to game time. All in all, want the result, but the weekend was so much more than that, and we were really proud of our guys and excited that our journey has begun.
Absolutely. The two games against Wisconsin, a 4-0 loss on Saturday, 3-0 on Sunday. Despite the losses, I felt the energy, the effort was consistent, and you said it after the game, you guys belonged out there on the ice with the Badgers.
Yeah, and we believe that, and you see the energy, as you said, the commitment to the team. We put ourselves in a tough spot with taking a lot of penalties, but our penalty killed them all off. Did a tremendous job of sacrificing for the group, and just felt like there was a lot of elements we can build on.
Absolutely, and I was going to get to that in a minute. Obviously, the biggest story from, an on-ice perspective was that penalty kill. Wisconsin did not convert a power play goal the entire weekend. So that's the good news, is that your penalty kill was good. The bad news is you probably had more of it on film than you would have liked to have seen.
Yeah, and it's just tough. It's tough to get in an offensive rhythm. Lines are getting jumbled. In all, the discipline has got to be better. So that's one of our challenges leading into this week. And it's really difficult, especially when you have a bunch of new guys, to find the chemistry to finish. And we saw that with our power play and some of our offense early on, but that's where we're at.
Goalie-wise, Zach Rose got the start in net in Game 1, Josh Kotite in Game 2. Both of them had 40-plus saves on the weekend. I thought the goalie play, except for a couple of chances and a couple of one-timers you mentioned, the goalie play was excellent all weekend.
Yeah, and they were both strong. One kid coming with a new opportunity, another kid just a different opportunity, and I think they both stood tall. Proud of how they handled themselves. They were cool, calm, and collected, and gave us a chance.
And as you mentioned in the post-game press conference, now you have some film. You have stuff besides, your own scrimmages, your own practices to look at. As you prepare this weekend for your first home game, CCHA opponent Bowling Green coming here for a 2-game set, what are you looking at from your own film that you guys are going to try and work on for this upcoming weekend?
I think we just got to get better at all areas, really. I think it's just so new, and we're 1 week in. We've had, like I said, we had a couple hour skates leading up to the official start of college hockey. But you have to touch special teams, offensive zone, defensive zone, transition play, and it's just, thinking less, letting it come more second nature. And that's the way the game's meant to be played. You got to turn the brain off sometimes and just go play.
You had a great quote, I think, after the first game where you said, if there's a little bit of ember of belief, there should be some gas on it. And I just thought that was an interesting way of putting it, where your guys, as you said, belonged out on the ice. You had some good things happen, just it wasn't the result in the end. So how have the players responded to these first two games?
Well, and they're competitors, and I think with that, they're obviously disappointed. They wanted to show better, and you can tell them that you're proud of them, but they're oftentimes they're result-driven, and they want to win games, and they want to score goals, and they weren't able to feel that. But hopefully it's motivation for them to approach this week of practice with great energy. And people talk all the time about trusting in the process. Well, the trust is what we're dealing with right now. The process is living in the moment, just dedicating yourself to getting better each and every day. And if we stack those up, the result will come, and we got to believe that.
Absolutely. First home series coming up Saturday and Sunday, October 14th and 15th against Bowling Green. Both games will be live on Midco Sports. We will see you this weekend.
Absolutely. Fired up to be home.